So we are in the second session, very important session. I welcome on behalf of the organizer, Colonel Rohit De, Anil Kumar Sinha ji, and Mr. Makhija. And I hope that one of the speaker will join later on. Mr. Balwant Joshi will join later on. This is again a very good session. As you know, this conference is the third hydrogen energy conference as well as the aviation fuel conference. In fact, the hydrogen is a future fuel. So that is what is we envisage, and our understanding is that hydrogen will become the future fuel. And in aviation fuel, if you see, this is again an important session, and I must congratulate the organizer to keep this type of session, because aviation fuel is a very important thing. And I was just looking at the market. India is world leading aviation fuel, surpassing USA and China by 2030. This is the from the literature that India will be the world leader. The second thing is that aviation fuel producer as of now is USA number 1, Korea number 2, China number 3, and Russia number 4. As we know that jet fuel is a refined kerosene, and we are talking of a sustainable aviation fuel. And when we are talking of a sustainable aviation fuel, less carbon footprint, and from where it will come. If you see the global oil demand, 95 million barrels of oil the world is producing, and as per the literature, around 7% of the crude oil is being used for aviation fuel, and another 6% is being used for shipping. So a huge chunk of crude oil part is going in the aviation fuel. So if we can control, and if we see roughly 2% of the carbon footprint is because of the aviation fuel itself, aviation industry. And if you see sustainable aviation fuel, if hydrogen or along with the ammonia, if we add, it can reduce a huge amount of footprint, and we can have a very good milestone for achieving our net zero, what we are talking of. Coming to the amount of oil and gas which is being consumed, you might be knowing that if we are just going in one flight from Delhi to Singapore, Delhi to Los Angeles, a huge amount of, imagine that how much aviation fuel is being used, tankers of being used. So that is what is required. If we can replace this aviation fuel by a better fuel or green fuel or biofuel or a sustainable aviation fuel, we can reduce the carbon footprint to a larger extent. And I hope that our experts on this subject will share the research going on in this area and their experiences. Just before that, I will just try to put 2-3 slides. I will just put 2-3 slides. We are talking of e-fuels also, and when we are talking of e-fuels or electro-fuels, 3 slides. So we are talking of aviation fuel. First put, just next. E-fuels are type of synthetic fluids produced by synthesizing from renewable produced hydrogen with capture carbon to create new hydrogen. And e-fuel is again a high energy dense liquid fuel which can be dropped in, and it can be a substitute of petroleum or from the fossil fuel. It can reduce the carbon footprint, or the reduction in carbon dioxide can be up to 70%, which is a big amount. Aviation industry is responsible for 2% of the global carbon emission according to International Energy Agency. So 2% is big contribution by aviation industry. Demand for air travel is increasing, and as we have seen that India is going to become the world leader in aviation fuel, surpassing USA and China. And the demand of air travel is increasing. You might have seen in the news that Indigo ordering 500 airplanes. So that is the type of growth which is coming, especially in India. The bioaviation fuel are an alternative option for the aviation fuel, but still these fuels have carbon emission. The next generation aviation fuel with net zero emission is a hydrogen. So hydrogen we listen in the morning also. So in addition to other options which we have, whether it's a alcohol, ethanol or other things, but hydrogen is becoming a green fluid, and with the various colors of hydrogen. And as in the early morning madam was telling that if we can get the hydrogen from seawater, so it will be a good thing. And in fact, where I am working as of now, Pandit Deendayal Energy University, 12 professor and research scholar are working with me, and we have already produced, we are putting a patent for getting green hydrogen from seawater. So I will share sometime later. We are just putting on a patent without any energy. It's a green hydrogen from seawater. If you see the biojet fuel, these are the various methodologies or the production pathways, and I think most of you are well aware of these, and these are the pathways for the biojet fuels, and these are the pathways for the e-fuels and various well-known methods of methanization, Fischer drop or methanol electrolysis or renewable power. So that is what we are getting in the e-fuel. So the future is in the e-fuel or the hydrogen, and we have seen in the morning session that the production of hydrogen, green hydrogen, the storage, the transportation, the handling itself is a difficult task, and the cost, as some pointed out, that $1 1 kg, and what we some researcher could achieve up to $2.5 already achieved. $2.5 per kg have already been achieved, and they are sharing in literature that although they are on the research scale and the commercial projects are coming up, but $1 1 kg, which is a mission or which is a dream, I think that also will be possible within a short time of maybe 3, 4, 5 years. So just to give you some idea, the aviation sector contributes 2%. So you being a leaders of this area or this sector will take care by doing the research in this area, and as well as the research needs to be reached to the commercialization sale, and hydrogen can be a viable green energy. And the one important thing is that entire cost of changing the aircraft construction is huge. If you change from the present aircraft which is being manufactured across the globe, so if you change unlike the electric car or electric buses or hydrogen buses, so the cost of changing these planes are too much, and that needs to be looked into, and it's sure that hydrogen is the future fuel. So with that just few remarks, I will start the speaker, and first I will request, I think, Rohit Devji to speak on his topic.